Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Sports Up Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. Thanks for joining us. Want to thank our partner, UF Health Orthopaedics Medical Group, and got some exciting things coming up with them. I also want to thank United Southern Bank, Lake Center Home Care, Lake Sumter State College, Lasterware with Auto Owners Insurance as well. And our podcast available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and a couple other sites as well. So make sure to check that out. I'm joined right now by Eustis football coach Joe Burnett, and I want to welcome Coach Burnett to the program. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Looking forward to what you can bring. Of course, you're coming on and replacing Frank Scott. Frank Scott had a couple of great years coaching at Eustis High School, 2 district championships in a row now for Eustis High School. So you're coming on board, and really exciting things for you. How did this all develop for you?
You are absolutely right. First off, congratulations to those guys again, back-to-back district champions. That is huge for the program. Getting that winning mentality, that was already set. For me, I'm just coming in to really pretty much revamp the Panther Pride. Build a program that'll last, a program that we all could be grateful for. That kids are coming through, doing the right thing, operate with the spirit of excellence and decency and order.
Yeah, you're coming in, and for those who don't know, Joe Burnett, you were a former player for the University of Central Florida, one of the original University of Central Florida football players, and you're in the Hall of Fame there as well. Really exciting things that you have going on, but you know how to build a program, which is really, really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been through a lot of coaches throughout my years. I think 4 different coaches in high school, but what I really learned a lot from is Coach George O'Leary, that old school disciplinary coach. He installed a lot in me, and I was a sponge coming through that program at University of Central Florida. Like you said, a Hall of Famer or whatnot. My time there was just probably the greatest time that I had, just learning from, being the first, like you said, the first recruiting class of George O'Leary and learning from him, I really took that opportunity and soaked it all in just to excel in my career and make it to the next level from, college.
Absolutely. And what does that mean to see the Knights now in the Big 12 and seeing what you built there? And you're obviously going to use that as fuel for building the Panther program up. But it must mean a lot to you seeing them go up against teams like Kansas State and Texas Tech and all of these teams. It's very exciting times.
Absolutely. We me and the brothers, we talk about it a lot, because, coming from where I'm coming from, Eustis High School, UCF took a chance on me. I was not recruited heavily or whatnot. I had probably 2 actual offers. UCF took a chance. They watched a film where a team never passed the ball. And with that opportunity, I excel with it. And now that UCF has grown to this point or spotlight, they can recruit nationally. That is like everything to me because they're in the top programs where Florida State, Florida, Miami, and being able to recruit with those guys to bring that program up right here at home. I'm 45 minutes away from it to see a football game. I really take ownership or pride in that, knowing that I had my hand in the pile to make that happen for, the years to come.
And for Eustis, I'm sure that you heard about, the former teams at Eustis in the 80s, the state championship winning teams. And it's been a while since Eustis has been a state championship contender, but we've seen signs of brilliance the last couple of years from this team. They've gone to the FHSAA playoffs, so there's a lot to build on with the Panther program.
Yes, absolutely. The tradition that was set back in the years, like you said, with state championships and the mindset that those before us that installed in the program, that's really what I want to get back into. When I was in middle school, I watched some of the older guys, my brother a couple years older than me. I just watched how they worked. I watched how coaches coached. I watched how the tradition and mandated things that they did that I was wowed about, and that stuck with me. And I thought that was the way to go. That was the way to build a program by everyone buying in and putting in the work and the brotherhood and building the chemistry and things like that and operating, with winner's mentality. that was set way before me, and I piggyback off of it, and I come to bring a little bit of that expertise in building the brotherhood or whatnot, and the alpha male on campus, just walking around and understanding that you are someone when you walk around with the traditional E on your chest, and you should hold that with a high standard.
What does it mean to you to come back full circle? Now you're the head football coach at Eustis High School. This is your alma mater, and coming back here and playing for them, it must feel really good for you.
It is huge because now I have a dog in the fight. You know, I have a son who's 10 years old, Jace Corey, plays at the EJP, Eustis Junior Panthers, same league that I played in coming up. And, you know, he's been under Coach Johnny Saunders' wing, you know, down in Eustis, Florida, that, you know, I understand some of the things that I see when I was his age at 10, he's doing already, you know, and he's a good kid, disciplinary kid, and with how he carried himself out, I see myself in him, you know, and that was my way to get back into it, like you say, full circle. Been to the NFL, played in the CFL, Hall of Famer in the college level. You know, full circle for me to come back and give some of the wisdom and knowledge and expertise and things that I learned along the way. And like I said, it's numerous of coaches and philosophies and things like that that kids only get a chance to see at this level, you know, at the high school level. But once they make it to the next level, how coaches just, you know, 1 year in, 1 year out, the grind don't stop. You know, the mindset doesn't stop. Sharpening your skill doesn't stop. Those things has to be installed way before they get to that level because it's a quick turnaround. And for me, it's like I can come back and I can bring that to the table. My son can see me putting in this work and grinding so that he'll understand that 10. And then high school guys who are going through the process now, it's like they excel and not fumble or make the wrong decision or choice, you know, and walk into a dead end. At least giving someone an opportunity to choose, you know, sports or school or whatnot instead of hanging out on the street or doing things that's not that would only lead them to a dead end.
And there's a lot of excitement, not only athletically, but academically as well at Eustis High School. 91% graduation rate at Eustis High School. Those are fantastic numbers. That must mean a lot to you being an alum of Eustis High School. That
is huge to me because that for me, and I speak on UCF a lot, they just now announced, I think, their grade point average, whatnot, with Coach Gus. I think it was 3 point something, which was huge. You know, Coach O'Leary, back in my time, he stressed that a lot. And now that I'm getting this opportunity, I just passed out grade reports, and you could see the intimidation in some of the students' eyes, or, you know, hesitant about getting this side or this side, but holding themselves accountable and understand that student athlete is always first. You know, you can't go out and work and grind and do all the things, the sweat, blood, and tears that you put in playing the game without having or being academically sound. So that's the first number one thing that I've been stressing since I've been on the campus or whatnot with the student athletes is that we don't go to the next level, or we don't even entertain the next level without the academics or out the grades or setting themselves up for tests and things like that. This is the process, what gets you to the next level. So that comes first for me.
Absolutely. We've got much more coming up with Coach Joe Burnett here from Eustis High School. We'll have more of that next on the Sports Hub. Nobody wants an aging family member who is unable to care for themselves to be home alone. Lake Center Home Care believes the best healing happens when you are most comfortable. The company provides exceptional personal care in the comfort and privacy of your own home. Whether you need skilled nursing, physical therapy, home health aides, or companion services, your loved ones will enjoy peace of mind knowing you're being taken care of and treated with respect and dignity. Lake Center Home Care is locally owned and managed with a team of highly qualified professionals who are passionate about taking care of their neighbors. Call 352-315-0050 or visit golchc.com to learn more about this amazing company. All right, we're back here on the Sports Hub podcast talking with Eustis Football's Joe Burnett, head coach Joe Burnett. And coach, really exciting times at Eustis Football. And you just recently had your first meeting with your football team. Off-season workouts are currently undergoing, and looking forward to a great 2024 football season coming up. What was your first message to your team this season?
Decency and order, spirit of excellence, winners mentality. That simple. I walked in the room. I saw some guys, leaning down in the seat. Some guys had headphones on. Some guys not really engaged or whatnot. But right when I started, I said, "Sit up," and I made sure that I set the tone as far as how we do things and how we're going to operate, and that's with decency and order. And from there, you could see everybody's attention was grabbed, and even the parents that was in there, because I don't want this process, and kids got to understand when you get to the next level, don't be surprised, because coach is going to be hard on you. It's not going to be easy. You have study hall, you have mandatory things you got to do, and it shouldn't be a surprise to you to a point where you shut down or you want to quit. Internally, you got to go through something in order to know or have an understanding of it. And that's how you better yourself. So, within the meeting or whatnot, I congratulated the team on a job well done, back-to-back district championship, and just let them know that, I'm not here to, be a rah-rah guy, but I am here to bring the best out of them, and that's me pushing them. That's me expecting the most out of them.
Last year, of course, Troy Saladen, the quarterback, threw for 2,014 yards, had 29 touchdowns through the air, 4 on the ground. What a year that he had, that you're obviously going to have to replace that this year. Big guy to replace Troy Saladen, but you talk about some of the guys that are coming through. What are you most looking for out of a football player?
Like you said, Troy did a fantastic job. Those are, great numbers for him. Job well done to him. Right now, like you said, we are looking for a quarterback, and we're going to do whatever we have to do. I'm the type of guy that I want guys who want to be around the program. I want to bring the best out of everybody that comes through the program, and really leave my mark on them. I think that a coach, in my opinion, is guys who actually can see a guy, evaluate a guy, and then work with that player to sharpen his skills, and that's what I'm all about. I was a cornerback, 32 interceptions in high school. Played a little bit of quarterback, but my first start on offense was running back, and then from there I led our team at quarterback. So I'm the type, the more you can do. I'm not a locked in guy. It's the more you can do, the better your value. So I want guys who are willing to show up and be that versatile. That was me.
Yeah, and not only guys that'll show up and do it on the football field, but off of the football field as well. You talk about the community support at Eustis. I think it's at an all-time high at Eustis High School. Just so many people involved in the community, whether it's volunteer work. What do you have going on as far as community events with the football team?
Absolutely right. I'm a big community guy. I do a lot with the smaller program. EJP sponsor those guys. Really big on that feeder program and getting that swinging things going where they understand the terminology and some of the stuff that the high school are doing. Right now, we have each student, each player that comes through the program is required that they do at least one event a month, and then we're working with outside sources or whatnot, me and Matt Burgess, the AD there, to put together some fundraiser things. We got a big gala that we're hosting coming up in a couple months here, that we're engaging with our community, as you said, that we know there's a lot of help and things like that, where community have already came to me and said they want to get more involved. So we want to start this year or finish this year off strong with inviting them, engaging in the community that, we need you, and we're expecting that you guys show up and help us as we are going to pour into our student athletes and get the best out of them, but engaging them and just having our back with it, it takes a community. And that's how I got to where I was. The community's strong, community had my back. I felt that, I felt the support, the love, and all that stuff. that sprung me to the next level and the next level from there. So I'm just hoping to bring the community in and welcome them home, and then with open doors.
Yeah, and that's incredible values as well, and it goes to show your philosophies as well. What are some of your favorite philosophies that you're going to bring to the Panthers program?
My biggest one I learned in the NFL, Ryan Clark. He came to me and he said, "Joe, the more you can do," and I looked at him. I'm like, man, I'm an All-American. I'm this and that. And then I didn't understand it at first, but over time, it stuck with me. The more you can do, the more value you become. And that's where it comes, where I was a DB, I was a quarterback, I was a wide receiver. I played multiple positions, and my value just kept continuing to grow and grow and grow. It evolved. And same thing in life, the more you can do. Get the most out of everything that you're involved in. Never settle for less, and that's one value, just life value, that really stuck with me. As far as football, God give us the ability, and we have to work and grind to become what we can become and put the work in. But the more you can do, the better you become is one big philosophy, and then operating with spirit of excellence, with winner's mentality.
You've had a career at the high school level. You've had the career at college, NFL. What are some of the advice that you can give to younger kids that are coming through that might want to get to that level? Of course, a couple of years ago, you had Tyree Patterson that came through. He's now playing for your UCF Knights, and a couple other players here for the Panthers that are coming through the program. What is your advice to these young kids?
I had to go back to the guy who trained me since I was 6 years old. Nothing easy, nothing free. He always said that, Coach Johnny Saunders, nothing easy, nothing free. And that's pretty much self-explanatory. You can't expect to get things out of others' success or others doing this or that if you're not willing to put the work in. So it's always, it's not easy, and it's not going to be free. So put your hand in the plow, and it's just work. It's just work.
Let me ask you this, Coach. Coming up in 2024, what can we expect out of Eustis? I mean, obviously 2 district championships in a row. What can we expect out of the Panthers this upcoming season?
We're expecting to revamp that. We definitely expecting to disciplinary. We expected to play fast. We expected to play sound. We expected to have fun, but we expected to repeat again another district championship and continue to go further in the playoffs. That's my goal, to go further in the playoffs. I would like to say state, but I don't want to, jinx myself as of right now. But it's a winner's mentality. It's a winner's mentality. State is on my mind. Mm-hmm. State is definitely on my mind.
Going back to when you played and coming up in 2024, what are some of your favorite games that you played in at Eustis High School? Some rivalries, of course. It's always fun when you get Leesburg going up against Eustis, and you get the chippiness. I mean, the basketball team just had a recent 3-game series this season against Leesburg, which they won 2-1. But are there any games that stick out? Any games that are coming up this season that you're really looking forward to?
I mean, for me, this season, I would say all of them, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to the Kickoff Classic. Coach Darlington called me the other day, and he we just reminisced on his time here in Apopka, and then I told him, man, I remember you before I even got to the high school level, and I was that young kid who was soaking up information, knowledge, and understanding, and operating myself or plugging myself in to be a part of the tradition that was being set before me. So him and I, we broke bread. He's at D-Land High School. That's a Kickoff Classic game for us that we'll be competing to him. And I'm just want to see competition like that. I don't want to be shocked in the playoffs. So we're going to play, bigger teams or whatnot that we may not see during the season. But once we get to the playoff, at least we're prepared for them,
And we're only about 3 months away from spring football season, which is really exciting, and that's coming up. You're a family man as well. You're a father. What does it mean to have the support of family?
Everything. I mean, you you barely can go on without the support of family. You know, my family I have a big family. They always been behind me. I chose to go to UCF because my family could come see me play. That meant everything to me. You know, with them smiling, being able to show up to games, have fun, enjoying life with me and celebrating and things like that. I think you always should keep your family close. You know, at the end of the day, family is all you have.
Absolutely. And originally played in Camping World Stadium, and then now, of course, they're in the Bounce House over there. So just amazing things that you built upon and what you're going to continue to build upon at Eustis High School. So, Coach, I want to thank you for coming on to the program today, learn a little bit more about you, and we wish you the best of luck with your spring football season coming up as well.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Looking forward to a great season this year. Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach, for coming on. I want to thank all of our partners that make it happen here on the Sports Up. Of course, I want to thank UF Health Orthopaedics Medical Group. I want to thank United Southern Bank, Lake Center Home Care, Lake Sumter State College, Lassiter Ware with Auto Owners Insurance. And you can catch this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. Thank you, Joe Burnett, Coach Joe Burnett, for coming on one final time. And we'll see you next time on the Sports Up.